We were like, all right, we're gonna transition. Online is here. We're gonna launch a challenge. We're gonna support local restaurants. And then we're gonna come back. And coming back didn't happen. My name is Chris Jones. I'm the owner of NBD Training Zone in Morristown. NBD stands for Nobody Denied. And what I do for a living at NBD is I transform lives. Our goal is to transform people physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. There's no better day than today for people to have a well-balanced lifestyle where they can count on themselves, they can count on their immune system, they can count on their own internal strength, and keep on moving forward in what we call life. NBD Training Zone, it's a business that honestly comes from the heart. Our job is to transform, and we take full accountability for that. If you go to maybe a typical health club, they might have a personal trainer there. And for us, each one of our clients has multiple personal trainers. So what happens is if you take, for instance, Jane, she's gonna get an entire team of health and fitness professionals to really support her on her journey. So in January, when we first started to hear about the coronavirus, COVID-19, we were operating normally. And I remember on March 16th, during a staff meeting, we got this announcement that we had to be closed at 8 or 9 o'clock at night that day. And that's when it first hit us that this COVID-19 was real in a completely different way. At that moment in time, I had a conversation with my entire team, let them know of the current situation, and let them know that we had to pivot instantaneously. And that's when we decided to go online. The way that we launched it was actually through a 21-day Healthy Habits Challenge to support the local restaurants in Morristown. It was a free challenge from NBD, but what happens is people were donating a specific amount, and what we did is we took the entire amount of donations and we purchased gift cards from all the local restaurants and then gave those back as prizes to all the people that joined the 21-day Healthy Habits Challenge. When March 16th happened and the announcement was made that we were forced to shut down, my team and myself, we're thinking this is gonna be a 2-week thing. We were like, all right, we're gonna transition. Online is here. We're gonna launch a challenge. We're gonna support local restaurants. And then we're gonna come back. And coming back didn't happen. Everybody was a little bit confused for the back 2 weeks of March. But as soon as April hit, that's when things kind of hit the fan and things got pretty crazy. Obviously fear became overwhelming for our client base. And quite honestly, at that point, 70% drop off in our overall client base and overall revenue levels. And the fact is we could have been at 0 if we didn't decide to pivot and go online. I honestly have to say that one of my biggest worries early on was the rent. We're not a small facility. We're 10,000 square feet in the center of Morristown on the green. We're next to Starbucks. So when you think about that, the amount of rent that we pay on a monthly basis is a huge amount. But I will be honest and say that my landlord was willing to work with me to come to a solution. NBD was concrete. It was the basement of this place. And we built it out into a 10,000 square foot transformation center. So I think my landlord respected that and they believed in our business model and what we're gonna do moving forward. Our job is to support people, especially during a time like this, right? There's no way that people were being as active as they're supposed to while they're locked up in their homes, quarantining and or isolated. So for us, we were looking at new ways to try to get them to train. And so we were just moving around to whatever service was possible to keep our clients as active and healthy, as fit as possible. But we also started to realize that the fear wasn't going away. It seemed like the fear was only increasing. Fear alone lowers your immune system by 50%. Fear. I'm not downplaying COVID-19 and how serious it is. But don't tell me that there's no other pandemics that are going on, such as diabetes, such as heart disease. I mean, matter of fact, our country, 75% of the people are overweight or obese. Is that not a pandemic? When something that important is covering 75% of our population, kids and adults, how is that not a pandemic? I personally feel like the state of New Jersey didn't do much for us small businesses whatsoever, except kind of shut us down, kind of fear us with potential fines for disobeying orders. When in fact, small businesses are vital and key to the economic growth in New Jersey and anywhere else in this country. So I must say I was a little bit discouraged by everything that's happened over the last year with regards to our state and its support of local small businesses. Although this has been a crazy and chaotic year with some darkness, there's been so much light. The strength that I've seen from people is something to smile at, The strength that I've seen from my team, to have an entire team stay an entire team, shows the belief in the mission and the vision and the goals that we have of transforming lives inside and out. From the mayor, down to the Morristown Partnership, down to the local residents. Thank you for believing in us and what we stand for. Thank you for supporting small businesses. Even though you're going through your own stuff, you're still looking out to support us, so I'm thankful for that. I want to thank my wife for supporting me during this time, letting me fly high and do what I have to do to rock and roll. And I want to thank my son for giving me unlimited motivation and inspiration to make a difference in this world. I want my son to grow up an amazing world full of health, full of happiness, full of love, full of freedom, and full of strength. And for that reason, I give all I got to this mission, because at the end of the day, nobody's denied.